Hello, pals! I can't believe I'm saying this, but welcome to the first ever Brand Day Makeover. I thought I would probably introduce myself very quickly before we get started. My name is Chloe and I am a one-woman brand design team who is on a mission to help budding businesses launch fast and look sharp. And I'm going to be doing that in just one day. Yes, just one day I will be taking a client's brief and hopefully nailing the design first time.
And I'm not a crier, but I actually just feel a bit emotional.
Today, for the first Brand Day Makeover, I am joined by Stephani, founder of the Warrior Yoga Project, and Stephani is really looking to bring her brand vision to life for her new business. So without further ado, let's meet Stephani and see how we can help her. Hello!
Hi, I'm a bit nervous now.
Oh, no, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. So you are starting a yoga business called the Warrior Yoga Project. So yeah, if you could tell me a little bit more about what that is, who it's for, and why you started it.
I've been in the military for a number of years and I've been in uniform services for a number of years. And obviously, through that time, I've met loads of people who struggled with, first of all, physical injuries and obviously the mental health side of things. I know a lot of people that have got PTSD and stuff like that. And I know that yoga helps with all of that. The idea behind the Warrior Yoga Project was to focus on military personnel, veterans, prison service, police, fire service, NHS, people that suffer from anxiety and depression.
So basically, your problem that you had with the design side of things that you were saying, that you've been struggling to get a logo, font, colours, and you just need help with showcasing your brand on social media. So can you tell us a little bit more about that? What have you been struggling with?
Yeah, I've got to find a way to put this out to the world. I had some ideas for logos. I tried designing them myself. I'm not a designer. They probably weren't the best. So yeah, this is where I've enlisted your help. I need brand colours, certainly a logo, help with a font and stuff. And if I can pass you on all my ideas, I'm hoping that you can roll them into one big ball and give them back to me as something absolutely fantastic.
So these are the visual references that you sent me, and I've added a couple of my own as well, just to take inspiration. What is it you like about these logos that you sent me, and the colours that you sent me?
They sort of show what I want to get across, but also as a logo, they're far too intricate. I want it to be sort of earthy and calm. I want it to be not too girly because I'm hoping to appeal to everyone. So these are warrior positions, which is what I sort of wanted to incorporate. If the company's called the Warrior Yoga Project, the one at the bottom there, that's Sun Warrior, something like that to try and get the whole idea of the warrior across.
So it sounds to me that symbology is quite important to you, like something that symbolises everything that your brand's trying to do. So is that something that you'd be looking for as sort of like a sort of similar, like a trademark, so to speak? A symbol that represents the Warrior Yoga Project, accompanied by a type that says the Warrior Yoga Project. Is that kind of along the right lines? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where do you see your brand being right now? So you were saying that social media is sort of like the main thing that you'll be needing your visual identity for. Is there anywhere else that you feel like you might need it initially for your business?
So yeah, as a business, that's what I'd like to have, a little bank of business cards, maybe some flyers that I can hand out at events, and certainly social media. That's the main one, really. I need some help with.
I think that's everything that we're gonna do, and I'm gonna do it today in a day, which is very exciting.
I love this whole concept that you've come up with as well, because it's made me really excited. People are like, "What are you doing on Wednesday?" And I'm like, "Well, I've got this design day makeover, and I can't wait."
That's all I need from you this morning, and it's now time for me to go ahead and get to work. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
Perfect, thanks, Chloe.
Okay, so I absolutely love Stephani's vision for her brand identity, but here are the main things that we need to focus on. Number one, it's important that the logo captures the warrior spirit and calmness. Stephani really wants to incorporate elements such as a yoga pose, the rune arrow symbol, and also a shield to really represent what her business means. So that challenge is going to be quite fun. Number two, because Stephani's target audience is military, first responders, and people who have been dealing with a lot of trauma, it's really important to her that her brand identity conveys an approachable, inclusive, and safe space. Number 3, Stephani is really looking for some basic assets to get her started, like a profile image for her social media, a basic business card, and I also want to create her a sort of mock-up of what a leaflet could look like. This is going to establish the business's online presence and also give Stephani the foundations for her to apply her brand identity in other areas of her business when she's ready. With these takeaways, I think I have the perfect idea in mind for Stephani's new brand identity, so let's get started. Okay, pals, so I started this process with some sketching of ideas using my dotted sketchbook. Honestly, these are fantastic, these sketchbooks, because the dots allow you to make better sized logo sketches and just make everything much more measured, if that makes sense. I don't know, I couldn't design without it, so I highly recommend. But my initial ideas were to try and frame a yoga pose symbol within a sort of shield that was shaped like a W, if that makes sense. Obviously a W for warrior. To take them to the next step, I created some digital versions. So usually I just take a picture or a scan and I put the picture or scan into Illustrator, then start working over these sketches. And I really wanted to start here first because I feel like this was going to influence the full brand identity, because having a symbol, having a logo mark was really important for Stephani. I then continued to work on refining these concepts until I was happy, and I quickly realised which concept I preferred. I feel like the one that had the more sort of stark shield was just too heavy and it wasn't light and it wasn't inviting, where compared to the other one, which was much simpler. The line work was nice and clear, and I think it was a really strong design foundation to work with. But before taking it any further, I wanted to explore what font I wanted to use for the main type-based logo. With the brief in mind, I already knew that I wanted to try out a serif font for the logo, because with this I could get a nice rough earthy tone but a professional feel as well. And after going through a few options, I opted for this beautiful serif font called Azul, which I found on Google Font Suite. I love the chunky but imperfect design of the tails and feet on this typeface, and I think this style is something that I could definitely reflect in the logo mark. Because the name of the business is pretty long, I decided to stack the text so that there was a nice balance of lowercase and uppercase, just to give it a bit more dimension and depth. This will also be good for pairing it with the logo mark. With my main concept nearly done, it was time for my favourite part, which was exploring a colour palette. Now, luckily, Stephani had a really strong vision for her brand colours, especially because she already had this beautiful imagery for me to work with. I really wanted to incorporate the khaki and burnt oranges that she was wearing in her imagery, because these colours together are so yummy, and I think they were actually very representative of her brand and her tone of voice that she wanted to convey for her target audience. So with that, it was now time to get some feedback from Stephani. Okay, so after having a wee chat with Stephani, there is one thing that we're going to change on this logo mark. So Stephani actually made a point. The bottom of the shield with the W, it just looks too much. It's too busy from afar, and she wasn't too keen on it. So we decided to actually change that to just like a normal shield where it just comes to a point at the bottom. And honestly, this small change has totally elevated this logo mark, and it was really nice to have Stephani involved with this process as well. So we have changed that, and I think it looks so much better. And I've also sort of sized the logo mark with the type-based logo much better, so it all fits beautifully. And I think with that, I am confident to say that we have nailed it. But now it's time to create some more assets and some mock-ups, and then reveal the full identity to Stephani. We interrupt this programme to bring you a top tip from the Chatty Freelancer. Okay, pals, so I've been using a tool recently when I want to create quick mock-ups for client presentations and also branding guidelines, and it is Canva mock-ups. All you have to do is sign into Canva and then go to mock-ups, and then you'll see an array of different types of mock-ups that you can use. Now, some of these are only available on Canva Pro, but most of them are available for free, and I found them really, really easy to use. All you have to do is click on the one you want. I really wanted to use one of the business card mock-ups because I thought the styling really suited Stephani's brand identity. Upload your file, and then that's it. It's done. You can download it and you can use it wherever you want. Thank you for coming in, Steph, and I'm so excited to show you your final branding. I think it's amazing. This is your final logo for the Warrior Yoga project. You can see that we've got the symbol, and that I'll speak to you more about and just explain a bit more about it, and then we've also got the typography to tell people what your business name is, which is really exciting. This is your trademark, so just to explain this a bit better for you to see it as well. So something that you really wanted was like a shield, something to represent the first responders, and then we've got the rune arrow that's symbolic of the spirit of a warrior, and then we've got the warrior 1 or 2, you'll know better than me. Is that 1 or 2?
Warrior 2.
Warrior 2.
I love how you've just said so clearly exactly what it is, and then that helps me explain it to people as well. I love that.
So these are the colourways. This is your lovely colour palette. So you wanted that sort of khaki, earthy green, and then bringing in a nice warm sort of burnt orange, brown, red colour that I think actually work beautifully together. I think they look gorgeous. And this is this is your flyer and your business card.
Oh my god, I'm actually gobsmacked, and I'm not a crier, but I actually just feel blushed. Don't worry, I'm not going to cry. Oh my god, they honestly look amazing.
The font is professional,
Yeah,
but I wanted it to also look that sort of like a bit rugged round the edges, a bit more gritty and earthy. And this would be your socials. So yeah, this would be your Instagram page, just to show you how your brand would look on that. So what I would suggest is that you use your trademark in circular profiles, just because it fits perfect. And this would be potentially your yoga mats, if you had yoga mats.
have you been in my mind?
And we've also got, potentially lastly, if you had merchandise, if you had some
You
jumpers.
have been reading my mind.
It's just to show you like how it can be used, where it can be used, and the future. It gives you excitement about the future of your business.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? So potentially if you were to go down the line of making some jumpers or like yoga clothing or whatever it is, again, we've made this logo so that you can do that. This is going to help you put your best foot forward for you and your business. When you
That's what I wanted. That's when I called you that day, and I was like, I need help, because I didn't want to come up with something, and I did kind of like the logos I'd made, but they wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
You know, certainly not on clothing and stuff. And then you don't want to get years down the line and look back and think, oh dear God, why did I not just phone Chloe again?
So yeah, that is your full branding.
So where can I buy this jumper?
So I've got one in my bag. I'm so happy that you love it.
I do love it, honestly. This is amazing. It's like you've been inside my mind.
It was such a beautiful project to work on. So I know how much it means to you, and I know how much it's going to mean to other people when you start doing it. So I'm
hopefully. That's the plan.
I'm just happy to be a part of it. So thank you so much.
The branding has given the Warrior Yoga project just this cohesive professional identity. Some of my clients have commented just on how professional my logo is and the colours, and it's exactly what I wanted. The business cards are just flying out of my hands. Chloe's energy was infectious from the moment that I met her at the Hive. You sit down with her in the morning, you have a little chat about your ideas, she takes it all away. By the end of the day, boom, you've got a fully fledged brand. She helped me weave a secret rune into my logo. She just seemed to take everything that was in my head and just put it together and give me something back that was way better than that I ever could have come up with myself. Plus you also get to skip months and months of back and forth emails. What's not to love? Starting a business is honestly stressful enough, and Chloe just takes a huge chunk of that stress away. Thanks to Chloe, my branding is as solid as my warrior pose, and I'm ready to help others feel the same.
Wow, I am so pleased with how the first ever Brand Day Makeover went. Stephanie is in love with the design, and I'm just so excited to see her fly with it. If you enjoyed this makeover, please be sure to subscribe. I'm not gonna lie guys, this is the first time that I'm doing this, so I have no idea what I'm doing. So any subscription, any thumbs up, any comment is much appreciated at this point. I'm going to be doing more brand transformations in the future, and I cannot wait. I already have one in the works, so hit that bell icon if you want to get a notification when I do upload next. But yeah, everything's appreciated as always, and I will see you next time, pals. Cheerio, bye.